Morning, morning, morning. Yes, we're back with another episode, another rider. Today we have a lovely lady in the car. I'm not sure if she wants to remain anonymous or not, but she deals with the beauty industry and corrective surgery and all these other things. So if you've got a tattoo that says I love Julie and you're married to Sally, you might want to listen in. Nice to have you here today.
Thank you.
So tell us, how long have you been in the industry and what does a typical day look like for you?
I've been in the industry about 14 years, but a typical day could be literally anything. We do a lot of different treatments, mostly corrective stuff, some cosmetic as well, but it depends what's in the diary when we turn up.
When you say corrective, what kind of correctives are we talking?
So we do a lot of, like you said, tattoo removal, which is one of our most popular things, but also scar removal. Or scar treatments, things like that. We also treat a lot of people with like very bad acne, which can be debilitating. Yeah, a lot of people have like self-confidence issues because of that. So it's interesting to take the patients on a journey.
So starting with the acne.
Yeah.
So I always thought if you wash your face, it just
Yeah.
goes away. If you wash your face and exercise, then, it all goes away. But clearly I may be mistaken. I'm ready to be educated this morning.
I wish it was that simple. For some people it is. That's all you need to do. And a lot of guys, actually, we find can just do very basic, simple skincare and their skin's fine. A lot of teenagers, obviously it would be hormonal, but then you get a lot of sort of older, middle-aged people who still have acne. And in that case, we'll sit them down, we'll have a chat about every single thing they're doing at home, what they're using, what other treatments they might have had, and then we'll set them out on like a treatment plan. And we do before and after pictures, so we can see physically exactly what's happening to their skin as they go. So
And also legal purposes.
exactly,
Yeah.
just
and
to make sure.
advertising.
And advertising as well. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's an interesting field.
When you speak to them about their daily life, do you find common trends? And I'm a big fan of exercising. Right, so I try to swim every day.
Oh, that's
that kind
cool.
of thing.
Yeah.
And if I swim, I'm always in a sauna and a steam room as well.
Yeah.
Do you find that a lot of people do not exercise who have acne problems?
A lot of people.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, lifestyle is one of the biggest things. It's not only like what products you're using, it could also be down to sugar. So we find that a lot of people that have acne have high sugar diets, and it causes it, or it might be what they're sleeping on. Sometimes we get teenage boys who haven't changed their pillows and things like that, and that can make a big difference just doing something like that.
Yeah.
So
Wash your
pillows.
Wash your pillow or wash the casing every week
Exactly.
at least.
Yeah.
And wash your pillow every
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so you go for all of that. So you're not just like a specialist in cosmetics, you're actually a specialist in lifestyle.
Yeah, you end up like that, I have to say. You start off doing mainly just cosmetic stuff, but you find that unless you delve into the lifestyle, you can't really correct some of these problems.
Yeah.
They'll just be coming back and presenting with the same thing each time. So, I guess years of experience kind of teaches you what people are doing. Some people won't say, some people open up, and then that way you learn. That could be a factor as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is very interesting when I think about it. So did you want to get into this industry? Was it like a job that you just kind of fell into, or did you study hard to?
Oh, I fell into it, I have to say. So I ended up getting into like just general normal beauty, like cosmetic stuff, when I was 16, 17. And it's because my neighbour had a beauty salon at the end of the road, so I used to go and work there on a Saturday. And then I realised that I had, some interest in it, so I went to college, did 2 years there, and eventually off into the beauty industry. But, you kind of progress through the ranks quite quickly, I would say. So you get onto things like laser and all of that, more advanced stuff fairly quickly. Yeah.
Did you find that course really helpful?
No, not at all. It was not helpful in the slightest. You learn everything on the job. It just kind of gives you the basics.
Okay.
Yeah.
But can you do the job without having the qualifications?
So that brings you on to an issue of like regulation. You could do.
Oh.
because this country isn't very well regulated for the beauty industry. So you've got a lot of people who go off and do 1 or 2 day courses, online even. I don't know how people do online courses for a practical thing you're going to be doing in a clinic, but they do. And then they'll go off and set up their own, clinic or spa or something, and that's when you get these things that go wrong.
Okay.
So, yeah, we need some more regulation, definitely.
Okay, no, I hear that. Now, you spoke about corrective surgery where people have scars. What kind of scars are they, and can you, I've got a hernia scar, for instance, a big scar, but I don't mind, I'm a bloke, and I can always say, tell a story, tell a war story about it. Yeah, someone tried to cut me,
Yeah, this is how it happened.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
But is there any scars that you can't work on, and what do you actually do? What actually happens?
So, there are, obviously you have to manage expectations a little bit. It depends on what type of scarring you have. Obviously, if it's a really deep, big scar, we may not be able to get rid of it, but will definitely help to improve the look of it. If you had all the money and all the time in the world, you possibly could get rid of it, but a lot of people don't have that to invest, so we'll help them along the way as much as we can. But if we can't and we know that someone else can, we'll always refer on to a dermatologist or something.
Okay.
For example, like keloid scarring.
Oh, that's when the skin grows again and again and again and gets
and
big,
it just
isn't
keeps growing. If you touch that, you're going to make it worse.
Really?
Yeah, so you have to be able to identify keloid scarring. And it doesn't just start off like that. Some of them are just flat scars, and they'll stay flat for years, and then they'll start growing if you do anything to it. So you have to be really, really careful.
Why do you get... I've seen black people with it. I haven't seen anyone else culture with it, race with it. So why do we get that?
I think it's an immune response, but I don't know the exact science behind keloid scarring. But it's not only, black people that do get it. We do see white people that get it. We see a lot of Asian people that get it.
Okay.
But it's just more common, I would say. Yeah, I need to actually do a bit of research and find out exactly why you're more prone to getting it.
Do you ever, that job, and this is a bit personal, do you ever look at people and think, thank God I am who I am, that I don't have these problems? Because I'm hearing these things and I'm thinking, whoa,
Yeah.
You must...
There's a lot in the industry that if you aren't in the industry, you don't know. And to us, it's simple stuff. But we have to realise that we've been taught that, and we've kind of learnt along the way. Like most people, the general public, aren't within industries where they're taught all of these things. So what might be simple to us might be a new revelation to them.
You deal with a lot of social issues in retrospect, from what I'm hearing. The government obviously has its schooling system.
Yeah.
If you could change things in the school to make your life easier when it comes to cosmetic, and I'm not talking really put yourself out of business here, what would that be? What subject would you bring in?
Oh, that's a tough subject, actually. Not too sure. I actually think it would be something completely different to what I do. It wouldn't even be anything to do with cosmetics, because...
Hygiene? Changing your bed sheets?
Hygiene, yeah, but those are like small things. I would say they're not that big an issue.
Okay.
Maybe someone's mum tells them change your pillowcase and that sorts the problem out. But it's just that maybe they haven't had anyone say that to them, so they come to us. We tell them, and then the issue goes away. I would actually say finance.
Finance?
Yeah.
Really?
I would say finance issues.
Why finance?
Because we're not taught anything about that in the UK.
Okay.
Kind of taught Pythagoras theorem, and then off you go into the wide world, and you have to learn what a mortgage is and learn what interest rates are and things. So, yeah, something completely different.
That's interesting, because I meant in relation to obviously the field, but you still went
Yeah,
to something totally
different. I'd still say finance.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's fair. What have you learned from the industry that you wish you knew when you had started?
You can't solve everybody's issue.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
So how do you let that person down when you say, God, I can't help you?
Yeah, it's quite difficult. You have to kind of gauge what people's sensitive topics might be. I don't know. I think over a period of time you kind of learn how to talk to people in that manner and how to divert away from something if you see that it's making them a bit uncomfortable. But sometimes we have to just straight out say, it's not suitable for you, you're not going to get the result that you want, and I think this would be better for you.
That's when you send it down the road.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then we've got a few different people in hospitals we can refer them to.
So to the audience out there, if you get sent down the road, it's because you're too dirty, you haven't changed your bed sheets, and you need to exercise. What does the future hold for you?
I'm actually only going to be in the industry for about 2 more years, hopefully.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm actually doing some more studying. I went back to uni to study and I finished my degree in 2 years. So I might not be within the aesthetic industry any longer.
Would you want to get into finance?
Definitely not. No, I'll leave that problem for other people to sort out.
Probably quasi.
Yeah, no, not for me. No.
So can you tell us what the course is about, what you're going to be doing?
So I'm studying biomedicine at the minute. So it's kind of like the study behind medicine and drug development and things like that. A lot of people do it for pre-meds, like getting onto medical courses. Don't think I'd want to do that. So I'm doing it more for data science or bioinformatics. So it's a lot more technological, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Talking about medicine, I read a book. I don't read much, but it's one of the few. I probably read 3 books in my life. I'm 46. But this book was called The History of Medicine. And what it done, it went to the beginning of time and it looked at tribes, races around the world. And what they deemed is that any sickness is 70% mental and 30% physical, because what they looked at all these different groups of tribes and people, when they first, someone said them sick and they went to the witch doctor or whoever, the first thing they did was ask them about their life, about what's happened in the last so many months and all that kind of thing. Like, did someone die, or they broke up a relationship, or all these kind of things, have they changed their diet, those are kind of things. And that was kind of their mental, that's the kind of, okay, to see where they are. Because if their favourite dog died, then that's a big signal to why they're stressed out, now they got headaches or what have you, like that. And then they said the last 30% was only physical. And that's where they tried to do open surgery or what have you, or get leeches out or whatever it was.
Whatever they were doing in that time.
So I just thought I'd share that with you.
It's interesting, because I definitely think that a lot of people's issues come from stress. A lot of people's issues stem from some form of stress that then causes their body to work in a different way, or maybe you then develop inflammation, which leads to other concerns and issues. So,
that would also coincide with what you do.
Yeah.
Because what you do is first thing you deal with their lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's the mental side of things.
Yeah.
So you'll be an expert at this course.
Yeah. I hope so. Tell that to my professor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a great interview. We've completed half the journey already, even though we're stuck in London aftermath traffic, strike traffic. I've got one last question for you. It's the world is standing in front of you. 7.5 billion people, no pressure.
Okay.
And they're looking for one sentence of wisdom based on your life's experience. What would that be?
God, to sum it up in one sentence: don't take life too seriously. Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot for that. And I wish you will. Before we go, do you want to give a shout out to your company where people can find you? Company, you on IG or anything?
Yeah, so we're Pulse Laser Clinic, not Pulse Light Clinic. Pulse Laser Clinic.
We're not the competitors!
We're not the competitors. Yeah, we're not a big chain. We're a private family owned company, and we do a lot of personalised treatment. So you know when you come in, you're always going to get a great treatment with us. And we're based on Wigmore Street. Okay.
So, and that on IG, on social media, that's just Pulse Laser
Clinic.
And it will say that in those words.
Yeah,
no
exactly.
underscore, no. Okay.
No, just Pulse Laser Clinic.
Okay.
You'll find us.
Well, thanks a lot for that.
All right.
And I wish you well.
Thank you too.
We hope that episode enhanced your life. We post an interview every day as well as vlogging on our social media channels. Don't forget to subscribe to get our latest